हरि ओम। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। The blessed Lord said, I proclaimed this imperishable yoga to Vivaswan. Vivaswan told it to Manu, and Manu spoke it to Ikkaku. Thus, handed down from one to another, the royal sages knew it till that yoga was lost to the world through long lapse of time. To renovate the faith for the welfare of humanity, great teachers arise. Lord Krishna now gives it to his pupil to reawaken faith in him and illumine his ignorance. A tradition is authentic when it evokes an adequate response to the reality represented by it. It is valid when our minds thrill and vibrate to it. When it fails to achieve this end, new teachers arise to rekindle it. This same ancient yoga has been today declared to you by me. For you are my devotee and my friend, says Lord Krishna. The teacher declares here that he is not stating any new doctrine, but is only restoring the old tradition, the eternal variety handed down from master to pupil. The teaching is a renewal, a rediscovery, a restoration of knowledge long forgotten. So long as the human heart has qualities of devotion and friendship, God will disclose his secrets to them. Divine self-communication is possible wherever we have sincerity and a sense of need. Religious revelation is not a past event. It is that which continues to be. It is possible for all beings and not the privilege of a few. Later was thy birth, and earlier was the birth of Vivaswan. How then am I to understand that you did declare it to him in the beginning? Asked Arjuna. The blessed Lord says, many are my lives that are past, and you are also. O Arjuna, all of them I know, but you know not. Though I am unborn, and myself is imperishable, though I am the Lord of all creatures, yet, establishing myself in my own nature, I come into empiric being through my power of Maya. The embodiments of human beings are not voluntary. Driven by Prakriti through ignorance, they are born again and again. The Lord controls Prakriti and assumes embodiment through his own free will. The ordinary birth of creatures is determined by the force of Prakriti. avasam prakritir vasat, while the Lord takes birth through his own power of Atma Maya. Establishing in my own nature. That means he uses his nature in a way which is free from subjection to karma. There is no suggestion here that the becoming of the one is a mere appearance. It is intended realistically. It is an actual becoming by Maya, the capacity to render the impossible actual. Shankara's view that I appear to be born and embodied through my own power, but not in reality, unlike others, is not satisfactory. Yoga Maya refers to the free will of God, his Shwetsha, his incomprehensible power, the assumption of imperfection by perfection, of lowliness by majesty, of weakness by power, is the mystery of the universe. It is Maya from the logical standpoint. Whenever there is decline of righteousness and rise of unrighteousness, O Arjuna, then I send forth or create myself. Wherever there is a serious tension in life, when a sort of all-pervasive materialism invades the hearts of human souls, to preserve the equilibrium, an answering manifestation of wisdom and righteousness is essential. The Supreme, though unborn and undying, becomes manifest in human embodiment to overthrow the forces of ignorance and selfishness. God descends when man rises. The purpose of the Avatara is to inaugurate a new world, a new dharma. By his teaching and example, he shows how a human being can rise himself to a higher grade of life. The issue between right and wrong is a decisive one. God works on the side of the right. Love and mercy are ultimately more powerful than hatred and cruelty. Dharma will conquer adharma. Truth will conquer falsehood. The power behind death, disease and sin will be overthrown by the reality which is being, intelligence and bliss. The God of Gita is the upholder of righteousness, Saswata Dharma Gupta, not a God beyond good and evil, remote and unconcerned with man's struggle with unrighteousness. Hari Om Tat Sat.